All right, in this video, I am going to tell you a little bit about what some of the other SEO companies are not telling you. Before we discuss this, let me tell you a little bit about myself. There we go. My name is Nash. I am the founder of healthcaremarketing.ca. I have degrees in business, marketing, and communication. Most importantly, I spent a fair amount of time working in my parents' office. So I have actually been in the office. I've actually taken calls by other SEO companies, and I've actually employed, or I've invested money in them. And when they weren't getting the results my parents deserved, I actually started a company so that we would deliver results. So, healthcaremarketing.ca in many ways came from a real need because the options that are out there are just quite frankly not acceptable, and they don't deliver measurable results that help you grow. I also am the co-founder of a company called Connect the Doc, so I've talked to a lot of different dentists. I really do understand what's out there, and I'm happy to report that all of my customers see at least a 4-to-1 return on investment. Now, everything I'm about to tell you today is based off of my experiences actually working in an office, talking to SEO companies. I actually paid money. I was given a marketing budget, and I actually invested my parents' hard-earned money into some of these SEO companies, and I learned pretty quickly what they do and why they don't work. They are just, quite frankly, you don't see a return on investment with any of the companies I've ever worked with, and here's a little bit about why. First and foremost, they consider results, they look at results as if you are number one or on the first page of Google. Well, the fact of the matter is, you can be on page one of Google quite easily for bad keywords. So a lot of the times what these SEO companies will do is they'll say something like, we'll rank you number one for, let's say, dental filling, or dentist filling, or a keyword that actually has little to no search volume. So if you rank number one for something that gets searched 10 times, obviously you're not going to see a very good return on investment. The other thing companies don't understand is click dispersion. So if you're at the bottom of page one, you're still not going to see any tangible business results, yet in the company's eyes, they have delivered you what they promised. They said we're going to get you on page one, they get you to the bottom, and unfortunately you get no new patients from that, yet they move on to the next keyword. So it just doesn't make a lot of sense if you don't understand that people click at the top. So you always got to be focused on not only getting high quality and high value and high volume keywords on page one, but at the top of page one. Other companies aren't in tune or don't really know what's going on with Google's algorithm. There are a lot of resources out there that kind of hint at where Google's going. And what I found when I was working with other SEO companies is they really didn't stay ahead of the curve. A lot of companies will also pick 10, 15, 20 keywords, which to you as the dentist sounds like you're getting more value. Hey, I'm going to rank at the top of Google for a variety of different keywords. This is great. But truth be told, that is not the best use of your money. If it takes you 3 years to rank, 3 years to rank on page one or at the top of page one for 20 keywords, I mean, it's going to take you a lot longer. It's going to take you a really long time to get your investment back. What we focus on is making sure you get to the top of page one for 4 to 6 high value keywords so that you see an ROI quicker and more effectively. So a lot of companies are spreading your budget too thin. Other companies have very bad guarantees. They'll pick 20 keywords. 15 of those keywords are very low value, low volume keywords, but they sound good. And then they'll promise you that they'll get you to the top of, or to page one of Google for 50% of your keywords. But guess what? They've gotten you to the bottom of page one for 50% of the keywords, and they're bad keywords. And so what that means is that you're not actually going to see more new patients or more new calls, or enough more new patients and enough more new calls, simply because they gave you bad keywords and they gave you a bad guarantee. The other thing I want to touch up a little bit on is how sometimes companies will send you these fancy reports telling you we increased your calls, or sorry, we increased your traffic by this amount, and it gives you the perception that what you are doing is working. But the reality is that they're kind of lying to you, they're BSing you, and misleading you to keep your business. I'm going to show you a little quick demo about that and how one could do that. Additionally, other companies outsource a lot of the work. Not to say that outsourcing work is bad, but you should understand that if you're getting charged $1,000 or $2,000 for your SEO and they're outsourcing the entire amount to another company for, let's say, $400, you're kind of getting ripped off. So it's just sometimes people are misleading with what's outsourced versus what isn't, and it's just, I think it's always fair to expect that the company you work with is transparent, and not all of them are. When work is outsourced, a lot of the times the quality goes down, and you'll notice a lot of the times you'll see poorly written content, which isn't necessarily a bad thing on blog posts. Like blog posts, very few people actually read. They're more for the bots, which, so, the occasional spelling, or sorry, not spelling, the occasional grammatical mistake is all right. But a big part of search engine optimization is actually improving the content on actual service pages. So it's really important, in our opinion, if you want to increase conversions, to have a native English speaker writing the content. And the last thing is, I can't preach this enough. I know we love reporting and we like things to be look nice and make it easy to read. I get that. But quite frankly, if it takes an hour or two to make a fancy report, that is time that could have been invested in doing something that's actually tangibly going to help your business. So while it's nice to get these fancy reports, trust me, that means you're missing out on some of the SEO because they're building that into the price. I want to quickly talk to you a little bit about the BS analytics and measurement, because a lot of you are probably on search engine optimization plans right now and not happy with the results. So I want to show you this chart right here. What I've gone ahead and done is I've looked at November 6 to December 6, 2016, and September 6, 2016 to October 6. So I gave a 1 month buffer. I was basically the person, our business made this their new website sometime in or around November. And so what you can see here is that after we launched the website, they have a ton more traffic. So imagine me as a business can say, hey, listen, we did some SEO, and last month you saw 400 people on your site compared to 158. Well, first of all, that's the first place they're being misleading. This is 243 new people. Sessions is the number of the amount your website was viewed. Users are unique people. So, companies will often mislead you, and they'll tell you, you had 400 visits or 400 people came to your site. Well, that's not true. You had 400 visits to your site and 243 people came to your site. So you can see how it would be very easy to be misleading if you wanted to. The other thing you can see here, I want to go down to geo. I want to talk a little bit about qualified people. If someone is outside of really, like, let's say a 15-mile radius, there's probably no chance they're going to come into your office. So if we look at the analytics here and look at location, you can see a huge chunk of our traffic is coming from overseas, and not even, maybe it was a bot, maybe it was someone out in Russia that somehow came across your website. Well, these aren't targeted or qualified people, so why would you include them in your reporting? But unfortunately, a lot of the businesses are misleading because they don't look at the right data, because they don't think of themselves as your consultant or partner in growth. So what we, at healthcare marketing, what we always do is we look at the actual qualified customers we're getting to your site, so we can see. So for example, you can see in the period prior to the new website, there were 0 people from Russia, and for whatever reason, once we launched the website, there were 129 views from 5 different people. So you can see the difference between a session and a unique user. But truth be told, the new website that we launched for them did get some good organic traffic, but this is in the United States. Let's take a closer look at the city view to see what the actual tangible results were. So tangibly speaking, and this is much more realistic, the website was able to generate the difference between 22 people and 36 people. So this was a business that wasn't investing very much money in their marketing at the time, and they just wanted a new website. They're in a smaller city. Well, I mean, I think it's great that we were able to get them 14 new prospective customers to their website. But look at how we skewed the information, or look at how a company could skew the information. We honestly gave them 14 prospective new customers. Yet, if we don't understand how to read analytics, or if we want to be misleading, we could go ahead and tell them that they got 358 more people to their site. So you have to be really careful with what SEO company you work with, and really you have to understand how analytics work. So it's just kind of a word of caution. And I do offer free website audits. I'll go through your analytics with you if you want. So schedule a free call with me, and I'm going to show you whether your SEO company is doing their job or not. A little bit about us. We focus on high value and high volume keywords. Nothing like the only metric I really care about is how many new patients are coming into your office and how much money are they spending, because I believe you're investing your money, and my job is to get you at least a 4-to-1 return on investment. So we also look at click dispersion. We get ahead of the Google algorithms. We don't spread your budget too thin. We're never going to tell you we're going to optimize 20 keywords. We're going to pick the top 4 to 6 keywords that make the most sense based on proper keyword research in your city, and we're going to make sure that we optimize both your map listing and your organic listing. And we'll get 50% of those high value and high volume keywords on page 1. Now, we measure our success based on qualified leads, so you know that you're actually getting tangible results when you invest your money with us. Our primary Google technician, he works in my office, so I know exactly what he's doing. We collaborate on your keyword research, on your strategy, and looking at your results to make sure you're always seeing improvement. We do contract some work out. We have 4 content writers, 1 graphic designer, and we also have someone who helps us with infographics. These are all great ways and things that make us ahead of the curve when it comes to SEO. As far as reporting goes, we're not going to waste 2 hours a month, or 2 hours a month on building you a fancy report that looks nice. What I do is I have a digest. I expect all of my customers to give me feedback every month, so I'm in the know. And then we can do quarterly, or every 6 months we can do a call to see how much more money you're making as a result of our marketing, because all I care about is that you see a return on investment. The other thing we do that's a little bit different is we understand the importance of having quality backlinks, so we actually invest the money you pay us into making sure your SEO goes well. So for example, we actually pay to write articles for different websites that will give you a good quality backlink. We invest money into infographics, and we use other advanced techniques to make sure that you're getting the most bang for your buck. Now, why should you care about all of this stuff right now? Well, first and foremost, you have to be responsible with your money, and you have to make sure you're seeing a return on investment with your money. And the reason for that is because as time progresses, things are going to get more challenging. And the reason is quite simple. There are more dental students graduating from school than dentists retiring. So we're increasing the supply of dentists without the demand for a dentist changing that much. It might be growing a little bit, but not more so than the supply of dentists. So as people have more options, it's really, really important that you invest your money in tactics and techniques that are measurable and that have a good amount of ROI. And if you don't do that, unfortunately, just as we know the way the economics work, you have to invest in growing. Otherwise, as more and more dentists populate your area, as people have more options, the number of new patients you get is going to continue to decrease, all things being equal. So you're going to end up making less money, you're going to have less vacation time, you're going to have to work longer hours, and ultimately you won't be able to retire as early as you'd like, and you won't be able to sell your practice for as much money as you hoped if you don't start investing in strategies and techniques that show a very positive return on investment. Now, as far as healthcare marketing goes, let me tell you a little bit about what I do. I help you build a conversion-focused website. We want to make sure that every qualified customer that gets to your site gives you a call to book an appointment. The other thing we focus on is helping you dominate your market in getting traffic. So our packages, again, we don't spread our budget too thin, but we have an excellent blended strategy of search engine optimization, Google AdWords, and reputation management, the 3 pillars of online success, and we're going to help you really dominate your space. And in order for us to ensure maximum domination, we only work with one practice in each city, and we only market for one practice in each city, and we guarantee you're going to rank for 50% of your high value and high volume keywords on page 1. Now, as you can imagine, the bottom of page 1 isn't very helpful, but we're gonna, for the guarantee that's the case, but we're gonna make sure you're up at the top and you're getting clicks. So as far as who we help, I'm just gonna go back a slide. We primarily focus on dentists who are prepared to invest in their growth and they have set a goal to be the top dentist in their city. So what's the next step? Well, I love people who take action. I might not be a good fit for you. We can determine that on the phone, but you owe it to yourself to give me a call. I have more knowledge in the space than probably anyone you've ever talked to when it comes to growing a dental marketing practice. I grew my parents' practice by $800,000 last year, and I can employ or deploy similar strategies to help you in the same way. So book a 15-minute call, a 30-minute call, or a 60-minute call with me, and I'm gonna kind of learn a little bit more about your business, see if we would be a good fit, and kind of predict where I think I can get you in what amount of time. So to book a call with me, check out my website, healthcaremarketing.ca /book-online, and you can schedule a call right into my calendar, and I'm looking forward to meeting you. So thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I look forward to chatting with you soon.